Welcome aboard, everybody. I'm your pilot wannabe for today's flight. We are going to take this, I think, rather strange-looking bird and do a little role-playing, as well as we're going to try to get those last 8 airports landed at to get me at 500 in Simulator 2020. That's the plan, anyway. We're in Morocco, and we're going to be flying the Britten Norman Islander from, was it Black Box Simulations? Black Square Simulations? I don't know. I'll double check before we get to the... Okay, here we are in Sky Vector, although Sky Vector doesn't have a great deal of detail for me once you get outside of the US. But back out so you can see where we're at in the world here. Northwest Africa here, Spain and whatnot. And this is all Morocco down through here. And we're going to be taking off from the Tantan airport. There's a city of Tantan near here to the east of the airport. Of course, in case you didn't catch the part at the beginning that we're in Flight Simulator 2020, I, like I said, want to try to get 8 more airports in. So we're going to load up with passengers and luggage here, and we're going to fly out to the Canary Islands, at which point I'll begin utterly mispronouncing every single location. Just be ready for that. But our first stop is at this place. Yeah, I guess I should try to pronounce it, but let's go to the page. Lanzarote, Caesar, Manrique, Lanza Airport. Yep, never gonna try to say that again. It's only at 47 feet. I'm probably not gonna do much of anything with the ATC. I might try to look up the real world weather at each place as opposed to seeing if there's any, you know, actual ATIS. It lists an ATIS here, 118.62. I'm going to write that down just in case it actually works. 118. Right, 118.62. I don't think I can get it to. I think it only moves in 5s in the simulator. Yeah, so there probably won't be any ATIS to be had at any of the airports we're going. Typically, when you get out in the boonies like this in the simulator, you don't have any towers, you don't have any weather, you don't have any of that stuff. But yeah, the plan is we're gonna try to hit all these little airports on the Canary Islands. And as we go, we'll drop a passenger and like 50 pounds of luggage at each stop, and just go along and try and hit all of these, and might at the end take a long trek up to here, which is not part of the Canary Islands. I looked it up. It's like Madeira or something. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that as well. But I don't know. We'll see. Sometimes these little airports also don't seem to count towards your airports you've landed at. So hopefully they do this time. But yeah, not much else to talk about. It's supposed to be let's see, the cruise speed supposedly on the Islander is 150. I'm gonna go up to 8,000 feet. I'm gonna, basically pretend I'm on an IFR. I'll pick a random squawk code and all of that. And I'm just going to hit one waypoint on the way. There is only one waypoint that I can find that's on the way. Yeah, that's the only one, really. So There's a VOR at the other end of the island we're going to. I don't know why it's not closer to the airport, but whatever. We'll try to make it work. So, all right. See you guys back at the plane. Okay, folks, we're back at the plane. Um, Again, the Britten Norman Islander. It's a short little, like puddle jumper commuter plane. In the sim, the add-on is made by Black Box Simulations. I looked it up. It's actually a pretty uh, detailed model. Stuff like all the circuit breakers work and things like that. And you can open all the doors and everything, obviously. There's a little bit of luggage in there. It seems, in what little bit of messing around I've done, that no matter how much weight you choose for luggage, you get these same 6 strangely shiny brown bags. So, is what it is. Also, you don't really see passengers, although it's stuck the co-pilot in a seat in the back. Oh, and just look here. If you're a passenger, you're going to get in the back of this thing, and the engine is still warm, you might burn yourself with the exhaust pipes here. Just saying. Yeah, the for some reason it stuck the co-pilot back here. I think maybe that has something to do with the fact that I went for the no controls up here. Like I could take a passenger sitting next to me arrangement, but otherwise, other than the co-pilot, it doesn't seem to show any passengers, which is kind of a shame. But every sort of video game type of thing requires some degree of imagination. We just are using less and less imagination the more complicated and realistic the video games get. I've got chocks and stairs in place. You can also have engine covers and pitot covers and stuff, but I already opted to have those off. So we'll go ahead and reoccupy our body here. I wonder if I can get right in his head. Yeah, I'll get right in his creepy head, and then I'll hit the button. Yep, there we go. Oh, funny how the outside wind noise goes away when we come inside. Let's put the parking brake on. Are the See, the parking brake is down here, but these are the carb heat levers. I sure wish I could bind those to some hardware, but I can't find anything that mentions carb heat in the any of the control settings. Anyway, let's set the parking brake. Oh, success. Yeah, I tried to fly this plane in Simulator 2024. And we're going to remove the boarding steps and remove the chocks. I tried to fly this plane in Simulator 2024, and I could not even get it off the ground. It would start, and I could actually taxi, but the minute I gave it full throttle, it acted like there was clogged fuel filters or something, and just wouldn't get off the ground. And it was two planes in a row that I tried to fly on the new sim, and they did not work. Similar issue. It's like fuel flow or something. It's very strange. Another odd thing about this model in the sim is you open and close the doors with these switches here. So you've got let's see. Yes, this is the pilot door, and that's one of the other doors. And you know, the very last one is the nose compartment. Yeah. Okay, so we're all closed up now. You can open the window here. But yeah, still strange you're not getting all that same air, wind noise out there. Curious about that wind noise. When I looked at the weather, it didn't seem like it was supposed to be terribly windy here. But I don't know. It sounded windy. Anyway, I did have trouble starting this plane when I was getting ready to make this video. It was weird. The left engine starter didn't want to do anything, so I tried to start the right engine and it started just fine. And then when I tried to start the left, it started just fine. Very strange. Sorry, drinking some coffee there. Okay, let's oh, you know what it was? I had to flip the switch for external power to get it to start, which is strange. We'll try it. We'll try it without. Try regular start. I'm turning on the battery, turning on both generators. I don't really have a checklist for this plane, so we're just winging it. So, well, you really can't see anything here, can you? We're going to turn on the beacon light. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the nav light. And then up here, we've got the magnetos. I'm going to turn on all 4 magnetos. I'm going to go ahead and try the left engine again. Oh, you know what? We should turn the fuel valves on. That might help, huh? Won't get far like that. Okay. Turning they go with port and starboard on this like it's a boat instead of a plane. So port engine is now connected to the port tank and the starboard engine connected to the starboard tank. We've got rudder trim up here on the ceiling. All right, where was I? Oh yeah. Well, let me recenter the view here. Let's go ahead. Oh, and for some reason my hardware switches don't turn on the fuel pumps. There's no response to the fuel pumps. So, c'est la vie. Easier to reach these than it's going to be to reach the carb heat levers down here. All right, so I turned on the fuel pump for left hand. So I've got fuel valve on, I've got the fuel pump on, I've got the magnetos on, I've got mixtures full forward, props full forward, I've got the left throttle cracked. Now, when I try the button I have connected to the starter on the keyboard, let's see what happens. Absolutely nothing. Let's try the actual starter switch port. Absolutely nothing. All right, let's try flipping this external power switch down here. And now, aha, button on the keyboard works now. So for whatever reason, you have to have the external power switch flipped. Whatever the oil pressure gauge is for this thing. Oil temp's coming up rapidly. Oil pressure is in the green. Yeah, that's all hunky-dory. A little under 1,000 RPMs. So let's bump it up a smidge. Yeah, close enough. Okay, let's go ahead and turn off the fuel pump for the port engine. And we'll turn on the fuel pump for the starboard engine. And we'll go ahead, oh, I should crack the throttle. And we'll go ahead and push the starter button for the starboard engine. Now, you know what I didn't do? I didn't do the weight and balance page to get all of our passengers in here. That was dumb. I got in the plane and then just got all excited and got ahead of myself. You're supposed to help me with that, even though you're sitting back there. I mean, there's no reason you couldn't sit up here. There is a seat, even though there's no controls. Ah, say la vie. Boy, the ceiling looks like the yeah, look at that. We need to do some restitching on the headliner back here. That's an interesting detail. Okay, let's get back over here and let's do the. See, am I happy with this view? I guess so. I almost feel like I'd rather have my view like that. Yeah, I'm gonna save it real quick like that. Okay, let's make sure it recenters now. Oh yeah, I like that better. All right, let's. I'm gonna release the brakes. I've been holding the brakes since I started the engine. I should probably close this, huh? Oh, and let's turn off that. And I guess we didn't technically make sure the engine was running okay over there. Oil pressure, fuel pressure, all of that looks phenomenal. Okay, and look, I get my own November 85 Papa Whiskey Bravo registration in Simulator 2020. Anyway, weight and balance. Let's have a look-see here. Oh, the random undefined fives. Let's turn it off and back on again. Much better. All right. From looking at this earlier today, I can tell I can go with full fuel. Yeah, it's gonna start telling us we got problems, but I can fix that, I'm sure. I feel like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would be 8 passengers, but this passenger would be occupying this seat, and so we're gonna just go ahead and oust that one. So that leaves 600 pounds of luggage for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 passengers. 600 pounds of luggage for 7 passengers. What if I made this 200 pounds of luggage in the back? So now it's 400 pounds of luggage for 7 passengers. That math doesn't really work out right, does it? Because, I mean, if they each had 50 pounds, you know, that'd be like 8 passengers, right? So let's make that, let's make this one actually 250. And everybody gets 50 pounds of luggage. Also of note, I seem to be carrying an entire plane load of clones since they all weigh exactly 170 pounds. Oh, and I do too. I don't want to be a clone also. I want to be more like my actual weight, which is probably, I don't know, feeling tubby these days. I'm probably back to 190, but we'll see. But see, it doesn't show any peeps, and now the co-pilot's actually gone. So we've got a plane load of ghostly clones is what we've got. So at any rate, at every stop we're going to try to drop off like 1 passenger and 50 pounds of luggage. I'm probably not going to do this whole flight, you know, hit all these stops in one session. I don't really have that kind of time to play with the simulator right now. I had to drink some more coffee. Anyway, so we'll at least get the first leg in, and then maybe we'll take up where we left off and just set it to similar conditions, and, you know, I'll write down where the fuel's at. I don't know how it's going to pan out. We'll see. You know how this goes. Not a lot of pre-planning. So anyway, oh, I should have probably turned on the avionics master. Switches over here in the cockpit. Should have got that warming up. Would have been a good idea. Let's go ahead and lean the mixtures a smidge for taxi. I'm just guessing here. Let's pick a random squawk code for the transponder. Let's go with 6, 5, 4, 3. Sounds good. All right. Also, we got a COM2 around here. Oh yeah. COM. So this is COM2. Oh yeah, I was thinking of the when I said that it goes in 5s, but doesn't it go in 5s? It was 118. 11862, wasn't it? And oh, well, let's see. At any rate, I was thinking of the VOR frequencies where, you know, goes in 5s. Whoops. Got the wrong knob there. 118. See, we go 615 or 625. I don't know. Do we round up or do we round down? Let's start with 615 and we'll say, hey, what's going on with the RPMs? What's going on with the RPMs? Put the mixture back up. What is going on with the RPMs? Does this plane have... Oh, what on earth? Well, that's really strange. Does this plane have random failures? Huh. You know what? I'm going to pause this for a second and I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, I'm back. I seem to still be having trouble with the port engine. I got it fired back up. I turned on some carb heat because I noticed these carb temp gauges were down near the yellow. It's still not giving me same kind of RPMs as the starboard engine. And I looked up, it doesn't seem like this plane has random failures. And it's ironic to me, this is a similar kind of problems I was having in Flight Simulator 2024. The fuel pressure way higher on that engine. It's still not coming up. That's so weird. Why would this be happening? I mean, if the plane has random failures, there's no way to control it. That I can tell. It doesn't have a tablet. It only has this this thing. Why on earth? This is not how I was planning on spending my time. Now, let's just real quick see if there's a... Let's see, there's a tower ground, there's no ATIS. Let's see, oh, well, let me go back. Oh, back. How do I go back? Okay, request taxi, departing west, sure.
Ground BN04 ready to taxi west departure.
Let's see if going full throttle and then engine changes anything.
Is currently IFR. Request denied.
IFR? How you figure? Enable ignoring weather at this airport. This taxi.
Ground
depart west.
BN04 request taxi to the active departure to the west.
BN04 taxi to and hold short of runway 03 using taxiway.
Okay.
Contact tower on 119 decimal for when ready.
Okay.
Taxi to and hold short runway 03 using taxiway BN04.
Okay, I'm gonna turn on the taxi lights. And I really have no idea if this is actually going to work or not. At the rate things are going. Release the parking brake. Okay. Put full on the mixture, see if that changes anything on that engine. So far, no. I don't know. I may have to start this whole shebang over again. Oh, I also got to remember to make sure this agrees with the compass, because this one seems to drift pretty good for real. So let's see, beginning of runway 3 anyway. That's to start down here. I like how the this cable here swings around. It swings forward if you hit the brakes too. Okay. Gaining a little bit of speed there. I'm sure if anyone happens to watch this that knows stuff about the Islanders, or at least this add-on model in the simulator, probably tell me what I'm doing wrong, or maybe why that engine is behaving the way it is. But we're going to try a little run up here and see what we get. If I can get it turned around. Okay, so hitting the parking brake, which did engage. Going to... Yeah, I have no idea what, you know, what the official run-up procedure is. So we're just going to get it up into the green, I guess, if we can. Okay, I'm going to hold the brakes down now. Advancing the throttles. Advance them both together. I've got the starboard engine up in the green, but the port engine's still doing poorly. I'm going to go full throttle on the port engine. Still going poorly. It's very strange. I'm gonna try something here. I got EGT gauges around here somewhere. Oh, here. Let's turn off the carb heat also. Yeah, I've got EGT gauges. Look how low. If that's the EGT gauge, look how low the left engine is. It's pretty much got to be the EGT gauge, right? Sorry, I gotta get a closer look at this. For economy mixture, mixture at 75% power or less, lean out. Oh, now I'm losing the right engine too. No, okay. What is going on here? I could raise the EGT a little bit on that side. Yeah, I'm losing both of them now. I must have done something terribly wrong to these engines for this to be happening. Yeah, look, I've got them both at full throttle now. What the hell is going on? How do I reset it? Yeah, I can't even really do a run-up. This is bizarre. Fuel flow. Why is the fuel flow bottomed out? Left engine, how freaking cold is it? It's not even cold. It's 60 degrees Fahrenheit outside. It's not like the fuel's freezing up. What is going on here? I'd say this is a wash. Okay, so I was ready to quit, but I turned the carb heat onto full on both engines, and all of a sudden I got all sorts of power out of both engines. So we're still gonna do a little bit of a run up. I've got the carb heat both on half now. What kind of engines require carb heat to stay running when it's 60 degrees Fahrenheit outside? I'm stumped. This is not a rhetorical question. I guess I should have researched this plane a little more. And the fuel flows, yeah, okay, the fuel flows are even now. Okay, let's just try the mags. There, turn off 2 of the mags. Turning them back on. And turning off the other 2 mags. Turning them back on. Give it just a little more power. I want to keep the RPMs up into the green there. And we'll cycle the props. That seems good. I bet the passengers, you know, the invisible clone passengers I've got are not feeling altogether confident with my flying ability so far. But hey, apparently all the bunch of ghostly clones can get for a pilot is a pilot wannabe. So here I am. Okay, I'm not going to bring the RPMs back down. I'm just going to get us ready to take off. So let's go to all altitude reporting on there. Turning the landing light on, taxi light off, strobe light on. might go ahead and turn on the pitot heat since we're going up to 8,000 feet and I'm already having issues. Anyway, let's see. I got the mixture full forward. I guess we'll go for takeoff setting on the flaps. The flap lever actually works the way it does on the Honeycomb Bravo. It's just a little flappy paddle down there that doesn't go into a position. But you have a gauge up here that tells you where your flaps are. So we're going to the takeoff position. Of course, you can look out the window probably and see them. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Speaking of which, my window's closed. Okay. So anything else we need to do for takeoff? Yeah, let's throw the fuel pumps on. I really don't know if that's necessary or not, but we're gonna do it. This is more like they hired a pilot that knew nothing about the plane. Okay. I'm not bothering calling ATC. As a matter of fact, we're going to flip it to a random frequency and swap it so we don't hear any BS from them. I'm releasing the parking brake, releasing the foot brakes. Oh, look at all that wind we got. It says there's a lot of wind here. Sky Vector didn't say there was a lot of wind. Okay. On full throttle, giving it some right rudder to counteract all that wind. See, all 6 levers are forward. Don't know what the rotate speed is. Imagine it's got to be in the wide arc down there somewhere, huh? Okay. The heavy, weird-looking plane came off the ground. This would be the point normally when I tap the brakes and raise the landing gear, but those big, ugly landing gear just stays sticking out in the wind. So, c'est la vie. I'm going to go ahead and raise the flaps, though. And we're going to have to make a bit of a left turn to get on course, I'd say. Still pretty heavy on the right rudder. Let's go ahead and start turning. I'm going to shut off the fuel pumps. Let's see, do we need carb heat still, I wonder? I'm going to reduce the carb heat. I'm watching those needles down here because it says to not get down in the yellow on that. So, all right, let's get back onto the turn here. And might as well turn off the landing lights too, huh? Yeah, that was a fair amount of wind. That was strange. I feel like if anything ever happens and those propellers break, they might kill you. Because they're just right there. Propellers. Yeah, there is a crap ton of wind for it saying that there wasn't wind. I don't know. I do not know. We're gonna get some autopilot going because no, you know what? Let's bring the manifold pressure down to I don't know, 25. There doesn't seem to be a green arc on the manifold pressure. There is on the RPMs. So let's, no, we're in the yellow on the RPMs. Let's bring that down to that nice heavy green mark there. Oh, I overshot the course. Yeah, this may not be as fun of a flight as I thought it was going to be. Let's see if I can get the autopilot going here. Okay, autopilot. Can I do nav already? I'm not close enough, but we'll see. Oh, I never did check the HSI over here to the compass. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna hit the nav. Now, what's my vertical speed currently? 300. Let's see if we can make this tub do 500 feet per minute. I don't know if it will or not, but we will see. Okay, our speed has fallen a smidge, 120 knots. Yeah, I should have looked up stuff about this plane. I'm just not that crazy about the plane. Mainly because of its looks. I don't know. I'm weird like that. Let's see. Keep needles out of yellow bands. Okay, so we need to do a little heat. A little heat? Yeah, let's go for right there. Yeah, I really wish I could model these to some hardware, considering how much fine-tuning they apparently take on this plane. Alright, I got the needles just above the yellow bands. Coming up on 2,500 feet. Let's look at manifold pressure is falling below 25. I don't know what the climb manifold pressure is supposed to be at. Let's assume it can be, 25 or 26. And then the RPMs, maybe a smidge more RPM for the climb, so long as we don't get in the yellow. And when we hit 3,000 feet, I'll tinker around with the mixtures, although we're pretty well topped out on the what I believe is the EGT. It doesn't say that it's EGT anywhere, but okay. The numbers seem right to be EGT, which we're running quite high at the moment. I'm not sure that leaning out is gonna, normally I'd kind of lean out in the climb to enhance the power, get the EGT higher, getting a more efficient fuel burn, but we're already burning pretty hot. No, and we haven't gotten over to the nav yet. Okay, let's look at the compass here. Let's see. 272829, we're at like 294. 294, and that is all wrong. 294, so we click that, and we drag that back to 294-ish. Okay, and we gotta click it again. And let's bring the heading over. Let's see, we gotta make a bit of a right-hand turn to get on course. So put it there, and switch to heading. There we go. There we go. Wow, no time to look at the scenery. All of this going on. Yeah, pretty cool down there. Morocco, huh? Okay. Anyway, our speed has come down. We're about 113, 114 knots. I think I'm not going to get too excited until we're maybe falling below 110 knots. Of course, we're losing manifold pressure as we climb. These are obviously not turbocharged engines. Getting near maxed out on the throttles now. I'm starting to feel like 8,000 feet is going to be a slog to get to. I guess I could stand to turn us to the right a little more to catch the magenta. Let's go ahead and swap this over to there and zoom it out a bit. Yeah, ground speed's only 103 knots, and we're showing like 112 knot airspeed. So yeah, we got some wind right in our face apparently. I should read some of the information printed around this thing, huh? Let's see, engines still, or I should say carburetors still warm enough? Yes. Okay. Let's see what happens when I tinker around with the mixtures now. It just goes up, huh? Okay, I'm just going to drag it up a little bit. Yeah, keep them running warm. That's the plan. I did raise the flaps, right? That has happened to me before, where I've flown halfway to a place with the flaps, with a notch of flaps on. Alright, we got the transponder on, we top the green on the props. Got the throttles are at full now. Mixture's back a little bit. Got some lights on, nav lights, strobe light. Yep, nav light, strobe light, and beacon light. Does this thing have a headset thing? No. That was the other plane I was trying to fly. I was in Flight Simulator 2024. I was trying to fly this plane, and I was trying to fly the Tecnam 2006 or P2006, I think. That has a headset simulation thing on it. But yeah, both of them I couldn't get off the ground. In 2024, they were too buggy. But let's see. Let's see if we catch the nav. We're almost there. Yeah, it's switching to nav. Aggressively capturing the magenta line right now. Alright, how's our airspeed? Oh, now it's down to 110. And we're only at 5,000 feet. You know what? I think we're gonna only go up to 6,000 feet because I don't want to try to manage this climb as we get slower and slower and higher and higher. Yeah, watch your ears. We're gonna get an outside shot while we're waiting for this last few hundred feet. Oh, wow! Camera was in a terrible place. Okay, that is one ugly bird, I gotta say. My apologies to anybody that's really attached to the Britten Norman Islander, but. She's kind of got a face only a mother could love, I feel like. Doesn't help the landing gear hanging down there on those big booms. Well, she's getting the job done anyway. Once I got it off the ground, at least. Okay, maybe I could do a little less carb heat. I don't know. Other planes have trained me to feel like having the carb heat on all the time is a bad idea because you're putting dirty air into the intake. But apparently, that's just how this bird flies. And man, this is a pain trying to look at the gauge and mess with these at the same time. Okay. Good enough. Let's see, are we at 6,000 feet? Yes, we seem to have captured 6,000 feet, so that will do for altitude, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so we got full throttle. What shall we do? Well, full throttle is getting us 24 psi on the engines. So let's go for, oh my god, those little hash marks are hard to see. So we got 2000, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, let's go about where we're at. We're like 2350. So 24 on the PSI, a little under actually. 2350 on the RPMs. And let's see if we can possibly, I don't know, I feel like maybe we should run rich of peak in this bird. What do you guys think? Okay, I'm going to try to just peek out the left engine right now. So peak is all the way at the top of the gauge. I'm not sure if I really trust that. That's a little rich of peak, so okay. Okay, we'll go there, rich of peak. The carb heat's almost turned off, but we're just above the yellow bands. All right, what kind of airspeed is that getting us? 125 indicated. I don't know what the true airspeed would be. The ground speed's 130 though. Yeah. It's just really not crazy. Not that crazy about this plane. It's really not. But we seem to be stable in a cruise at this point. Let's look at this fuel flow gauge here. Well, it's in gallons per hour. That's convenient. About 14 gallons per hour per side, so around 28 gallons per hour, huh? Yeah, we'll have to watch the fuel. If I was doing this all in one shot, I would definitely be wanting to watch the fuel. Already used some fuel. Already used like 10 gallons in each tank by the looks of it. Yeah, not an efficient flight so far. Not a terribly efficient flight. Well, even the water looks like it's windy down there. You know, getting all the white caps and everything. Okay. Well, we're established in the cruise, so I will stop the recording for now and get back with you guys when we're a little closer to our first stop. Hoping the landing goes better than the whole you know, taxiing to the runway and all that stuff went, because that was kind of miserable. All right, be back with you guys in a bit. Okay, we're back. There's that, you know, mildly ugly looking plane flying. I guess it's alright. Ooh. I'd say it's a little more ugly from this angle than from the side. But there it is. Maybe that's why it was not running right for me, because I'm bad-mouthing it. It doesn't like me. Actually, I need to start descending, and I could probably go ahead and start descending now. But I looked up some stuff, and yeah, apparently this plane has the most aggressive carb icing of any planes on the simulator. And if you let these needles get down into the yellow bands at all, you will start having problems. The only way to get rid of it is to give it full carb heat for at least a few seconds until it totally clears out. So yeah. I don't remember the elevation of the airport. It can't be terribly high. They're all islands and stuff, so we're just going to go ahead and get down to 1,000 feet is the plan. 1,000 feet, and we'll go ahead and start descending at 500 feet per minute. And I will go ahead and back the manifold pressure off to, let's say 20. Let's watch the carb temperature gauges here pretty carefully. But yeah, I read some stuff about it, and a lot of people were like, there's no way the carbs are, you know, freezing that fast or whatever. Why do I keep crashing in the ocean? And yeah, stuff like that. So yeah. I mean, nobody else seemed to have problems on the ground before takeoff like I did, but hey, you know, I'm special, I guess. Oh, you know what? What do we got here? 23 miles. Let's see if there's any weather to be had. Let's see, we're going to GCRR, I believe. Yeah, we've only got a tower. Oh, we have ATIS. Check that out. What is the ATIS frequency? 18625. Okay, so you round up, I guess. 006. Yeah, that's where we're at. Well, Z runway 3 in use. I don't think we need to do that. Visibility 6. 2,600 feet scattered. Yeah, runway 3. I expected that based on the real world weather that I looked at.
All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial
Okay,
contact
let's
with
switch to
India.
the tower. West, full stop landing so we can kick out a
Tower
passenger.
BN04 is 21 miles east, 5,100 feet with India to land.
BN04 tower. Altimeter tree 0.05.02
BN.
tree at 16.
Yeah, 3005, she says. Right traffic, is that what she said?
Enter right downwind, runway
Yeah.
0 tree BN04.
Right downwind. That's peculiar. And then 305, so I'll knock that down a notch. Right downwind for 3. I looked up the true heading is 031, so basically 3. So right downwind. Right downwind. Yeah. So we gotta make a left turn before we get to the airport. See, opposite of 3 is what, 21? So we gotta make our right downwind before we get to the airport. Okay. Let's see how that works out. How's our descent going? Our speed is, a little high, but, back the throttles off again down to 20 psi. There's our temperatures. We're still just above the yellow band on the carb heat, and the EGTs are still quite high, so I'm not going to screw around with the mixture any for now. I'll leave that be. I've been thinking, I wonder what passengers I want to kick out first as far as like weight and balance goes, you know? Let's see, maybe I'll go for like this seat, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Strange seatbelt shadows there. Somebody cut this seatbelt. Looks like sabotage to me. Okay. What kind of a view do you get from back here? Yeah, you get the ugly landing gear pylon and back of the engine. But at least you're not sitting up here where if the propeller breaks loose, it'll go right in here and tear your legs off. Fun. All right, what do we got? We're almost down to 35, and we've got 5.5 minutes to go. Yeah, about 5 minutes still. Down. Alright, so here's the Canary Islands. I was really hoping the wind had died down some. It still seems like we're getting jostled around quite a bit. And we've still got like white caps down there. Anyway. Alright. Getting in close. Under 10 nautical miles. Oh, we were at 35 now. We're 35, and now we're almost down to 25. So about 3 minutes. Yeah. Back this off a little more. Get a full pressure off. Take a look at the. Ooh, carb temperatures are getting low. Let's give it a little bit of heat. Oops, I went the wrong way. I'll give it one more notch. There we go, yeah. Don't want the carbs icing up on approach. And the EGT is still sky high, so not gonna mess with that. We'll go full when we're ready to go into the, when we're somewhere on the downwind, I guess. Yeah, maybe I should have double checked the elevation of the airport. I'll do it real quick on the other screen. It says the elevation is 653 feet. That is both hard to believe and disturbing. That would mean our pattern altitude would be more like 1,600 feet. So let's do that for now to be on the safe side. Okay, yeah, we got enough time to catch that. Man, I find that really hard to believe. See, it's still almost 5 nautical miles away. It must be just that far up the slope there. Yeah, but isn't that it right down there? Right there. That looks like our airport. Right down on the coast. Can't be 653 feet. Let's that down to 11. Keep descending. Yeah, because that's the airport right there. It's not at any 653 feet. Ooh, well, tower and everything just disappeared and came back. Disturbing. Yeah. So, yeah, there it is. 2.5 miles. Yeah, let's switch to heading mode and go into our right downwind. Not a big fan of right-hand patterns, I gotta say. Back of the manifold pressure off to a little below 20 psi. Turn on the landing and taxi lights. Let's go ahead and turn the fuel pumps on. Our fuel levels are okay, by the way. We didn't go crazy through the fuel. Yeah, I really need to get slowing down if I'm going to ever use the flaps. Oh, there we go.
Clear to land runway 03.
You got it, lady. Thanks.
Cleared to land runway 03 B N04.
Okay. Okay, wow, we are not slowing down enough. Okay. Bringing the throttle way back. And watching the carb temperatures. Yeah, we gotta get slowed way down. Down to 15 psi on the engines. Yeah. I'm gonna adjust our course a little bit. Seems like we're tightening up on our downwind. Okay, speed's starting to come down. Oh, now it's all of a sudden coming down a little bit more dramatically. I'm gonna go ahead and go full on the mixture, full on the props. I'm gonna knock the autopilot off and go into a base leg. Alright, everybody hold on back there. Ooh, almost low enough for first stage of flaps. Oh, the approach speed's 114, but then the first stage of flaps you can't do till 88, which doesn't make a great deal of sense to me. I mean, that means you're really not doing flaps until you're well onto your final, right? That's what it seems like. Yeah, I don't like right-hand patterns. Yeah, well, I'm hovered around 100, so I guess I'm technically slow on the approach, but yeah, I just don't understand where it says, here it says it right there. Approach 114, landing 88, and 88 is where you do the stage of flaps too. Yeah, when you get down this slow, she feels a little chunky in the turn. Yeah, I guess I'll hold off on the flaps till we get a little closer. Okay, fuel pump's on. Mixture's full, props are full. Carb temperature's still up in the safe zone. Going nose into that 16 knot wind right now. I would say, you know, yeah, we're landing on runway 3 at such and such airport, but I can't pronounce the name well enough to repeat it, so it's, you know, the easternmost airport in the Canary Islands. That's where we're at. Okay, this is creepy because it feels too slow, and yet we're still above flap speed. So I guess I'll just ride it down. Yeah, we're feeling low too. Yeah, we got all red lights. All right, let's try to get back up into the glide slope here. Maybe that would have helped me if I'd done an actual instrument approach to this. Okay, we're down into the flap zone, except I'm afraid if I put out the flaps, I'll go even slower and crash into the water. And I'm giving it some throttle now. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna go one stage of flaps, and I'm gonna goose the throttle significantly, because I don't like how this is going. Yeah, I realize that we're above the flap speed a smidge, but I want to make it to the runway. Okay, backing the throttle back off. And going for the landing flaps. Ooh, wow, that pulled the rug out from under it. Yeah, I lost most of my elevator authority there. Now it's just floating. Okay. Didn't end up being too terrible, but okay, flaps up. At least I can reach the fuel pump switches without moving the camera. Did we see a taxiway anywhere? Yeah, looks like there's one up there. Well, this was a somewhat more stressful flight than I expected it to be.
BN04 exit runway when able.
Yeah, I'm doing it, lady.
BN04 contact ground on 121.8.
Okay, we're gonna pretend.
Going to 121.8BN04.
Okay, and we gotta watch the, yeah, we gotta make sure the carb heat stays up. So, oh, yeah, see, the engine RPMs are about where we want them. Carb temperatures are above the yellow, so we'll leave the carb heat where it's at for now, which still seems super creepy to me. Just pumping exhaust into your carburetors, but whatever. We'll lean the mixtures a smidge, not a lot, because things went poorly before. Let's go ahead and go to standby on the transponder. We can turn off the strobe light and the landing lights. and the pitot heat. That should be about that. I'm gonna open the window just for fun. Nice and loud. What is the outside temperature anyway? Oh, it's like 65 degrees Fahrenheit. That's nice. Where were you gonna pretend to drop off these passengers? Don't know. Maybe some buildings over there? Sure. Actually, we're just dropping off one passenger and some luggage. That window might be a little too loud. Let's do that. Yeah, I would imagine you would shut the engines entirely down to drop off one passenger so that they don't, shred themselves. It looks like a good place to drop off some passengers. Yeah, still over by those buildings there. Sure. Okay. So, yeah, sure, this will do. Just gonna turn it here and park it. All right, parking brake. Let's see, what order do I want to do things? Let's go ahead and idle on the engines. Let's turn off the taxi lights. Oh, and the engines are gonna die on their own at idle. Yeah, that's handy. I don't have to pull the mixture, then do I? Turn off the avionics. And alternator, battery, and the nav and beacon lights. And I'll open my door so I can get out and help get the passenger out. We'll open, let's see, let's assume that passenger had their stuff in the backpack. That should be back there. Well, now I don't know, maybe one switch opens all of the cargo doors? Oh, apparently I can move the cockpit camera out of the door once the door is open? No, or I can just pass it through. Okay, whatever. All right, yeah, so apparently one switch opens all the cargo doors, so we'll do that. I swear I couldn't pass through it earlier. That's very strange. Well, okay then. Let's get out. All right, so looks like my camera's a little crooked. There we go. Now that happened. We'll call that enough for one video, and I'll try and just skip to all the landings and takeoffs and stuff for the other ones, and make maybe one video out of hitting the rest of the airports and dropping the passengers. But I guess we should officially drop the passengers, right? So go into here, a bunch of undefined fives, go into it again, and there we go. So let's just ditch the bottom passenger. So, oh, you know what? Let me write this down. Because sometimes when you start making changes, it resets itself. So we've landed at GCRR, and we've got 49.15 in the left tank and 48.71 in the right tank. Okay. Before I go and change anything, so we kick out that ghost clone, and out of the rear, we kick out 50 pounds of luggage. Right? Yeah, see how it screwed up the. As soon as I did that, it screwed up the fuel. So we'll plug it back in. We'll have to plug all of this back in before taking off next time. Okay, go away. There we go. All right, so here we are at the Canary Islands. Kicked out a passenger. I guess he climbed over everybody. Or maybe everybody probably got out and kissed the ground, obviously. You know, feeling lucky to still be alive after flying with me. And, went and took a leak or something and gonna get back in the plane for the next leg, which the next leg will be super duper short. So, matter of fact, we won't look at it now. We'll look at it, I guess we could, because, I mean, the next one, the flight plan's gonna be weird. Because it's going to be multiple stops and I'll be skipping ahead and everything. So let's take a look-see at Sky Vector real quick. That's where I was looking. See, look, it says elevation is 653.0 feet. The altimeter said 0 once we landed here. Wait, this isn't the same one. Plage Blanche International. Why did it go to that? Oh, I hit the wrong one. I hit this one. I'm surprised that one was at 650 feet. I mean, it was within sight of the coast. 47 feet. Yeah. Yeah, as usual. That was my mistake. So, the next one is, so GCRR. Let's clear the flight plan. GCRR to this one right here, GCFV. I guess we could hit plan, couldn't we? Boom. Yeah, it's 32.5 nautical miles. More realistically, let's give it a speed of 135. Yeah, it's going to be like 12 minutes. I'm probably only going to climb to, 2,000 feet. I mean, it's going to be a 12 or 13 minute flight. Yeah, interesting. I'll have to lay in each one as we go on the next video when I try to hit all of these. Yeah, I feel like these are going to be kind of weird long videos. I mean, not that I don't normally go long, but yeah, I guess we'll just see how it pans out. I might change my mind in the editing and how I present them, but anyway, this is the Britten Norman Islander from Black Box Simulations. It's got some cool things about it. It's an unattractive plane, but it has some cool things about it. I don't usually, fly planes where you can take a bunch of passengers. I know that's what the new simulator is supposed to be like. Like I should be trying to do that in the new one, but it's so damn buggy. I'm just not ready to try to, base my happiness on success in the simulator when the simulator is so unpredictable yet. So I'm sure I'll get into the career mode eventually, but this is about as close to an airliner that I would want to ever get as far as a simulated career mode anyway. But yeah, so it's a pretty cool plane in spite of being ugly. And it has incredibly aggressive carb icing simulation. Just now occurred to me. I didn't really need to sprint over here, but just now occurred to me that I had left the carb heat levers on some. Probably want to turn them all the way off. Yeah, that seems bizarre. I'd like to know from a real Britten Norman Islander pilot if the carbs ice up that easy. Like, will ice up on the ground in 65-degree Fahrenheit weather. Seems Seems peculiar. Seems suspect. Anyway. Alright, guys. I'll see you back to continue trying to get the last 8 airports. Hoping these airports actually register. I'm not going to look at my number until I hit them all, and then we'll see if they count it or not. So, I'll see you in the next one. I'll try and get it together in a couple of days, hopefully. But until then, this is Papa Whiskey Bravo signing off.